Does that look familiar? I got my car back. Finally. Oh, dude. It took like a week to get it back. I'm glad, though. I fucking hated that other car. That old-ass car, dude. Oh, man. That other car was 9 years older than this car. It fucking sucked, dude. It was like going into a time machine and going back to when the shittiest Toyota Corolla was fucking made and then driving it. Wasn't a big fan. My wife loves the car. I don't know why. I'm like, do you like being in discomfort? I guess to some degree that might be true. But I'm glad I got it back. We didn't get charged a second time, I don't think, at least. Fuck. I hope not. Yeah, I got this fucking car back yesterday, and I could not be happier, dude. Everything feels better in here. My back doesn't hurt driving it. It doesn't feel like I'm driving a death trap, you know? Oh, the handling on the other one, it was like, dude, I feel like at any moment I'm gonna fucking... It's like, oh my god. There's this guy in front of me right now. He's got like Cuban music blaring, and the bass is so fucking loud, it's shaking my car. I'm like, dude, it's 9:30 in the morning. Relax. Who needs that right now? Oh my god. Yeah, that's another thing, dude. It's so fucking early right now. I am not a morning person at all. I've never done one of these this early before. Actually, technically I have. There was one time I did. And I don't know why. I put on, I hit record, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do one. I don't know why, but I'm gonna do one. And I uploaded it for like 2 minutes, and I literally was like, fuck this, and I deleted it. I was like, this shit sucks. I got all like self-critical, because I'm doing that now. I know what one of these sounds like when it's good, and I know what one sounds like when it's shit, and I'm just not gonna settle for shit now. Because I like to listen to it on the playback and see, you know, like what I did right and what I could work on. And anytime I'm like not all the way like there mentally, I'm just like, fuck this, and I scrap it. I've done that like 3 times. But especially on this particular occasion, because it was in the morning, and I was like, I think I was hungover or something. There's something wrong. Maybe I took NyQuil the day before. I can't remember, but there's something mentally wrong with me to where I was like, I can't fucking... I was like, I don't know, dude. I was rambling on and incoherent nonsense. Anyway. So, yeah, it's like, it's like 9:50 at this point. Yeah, go. Sorry, letting people go in traffic. It's 9:50 in the morning. This UFC event starts at 10 a.m. It's a fucking big one, dude. I've been waiting months for this card. They announced it in like fucking, I don't even know, May or June or something. They announced these ones early because they're such big cards, because the Saudis have such a huge influence on these Abu Dhabi cards. They pool a lot of money into it. Anytime American sports, not strictly American, but you know what I mean, like international sports outside of Abu Dhabi or the Middle East, anytime they go there, those guys pay top dollar to have the big fights. So So we're getting some big fights today. A lot of people might say that has something to do with sports washing. If you don't know what sports washing is, it's when, the people at the very top are, like warlords are funding things like big mixed martial arts fights and boxing matches and WWE events and things like that. And they get themselves involved in these sports in a big way to change the perception of the heinous shit that they're doing. And you see that with the Chechen leader. His name's Kadyrov. He's been sanctioned by the United States and other countries for heinous fucking crimes. That guy is a piece of shit. And I would agree with you if you were to say that this was sports washing to some degree, because obviously the Saudi prince is one of those guys. But I'm not gonna say that generally that's the case here, because obviously not everyone who's in the Saudi government or the Middle East, because it's in Abu Dhabi, you know what I mean? So that's a different thing. United Arab Emirates is a different thing. But there are people who are connected to it, who do have money involved in it, that do heinous shit, is what I mean. Anyway, so when these fights go there, it's big fucking money, and so you get big fucking fights. And so it's starting at 10 a.m. for us here on the East Coast in the U.S., because that will be like 5 p.m. local time for them or something, or 10 p.m. I don't know. 5 sounds more like it. Yeah. So I had my wife take the day off like a month ago, because I was like, I'm not fucking missing this. If she hadn't taken the day off, then I would have had to wake up with my daughter at like 7 o'clock this morning, start taking care of her, and then take care of her all the way until like 3:30, 4 o'clock when my wife got home. And that's when the card would be like ending. So I made a deal with my wife. I said, hey, if you take this day off in October, then I'll buy you breakfast. And she said, okay. So she took the day off. And so right now, I'm on my way to go get breakfast. And I'm really excited for this, dude. Because my wife and I, we haven't had time to do shit lately, dude. Like, I used to make breakfast all the time, and I fucking love breakfast. I'm not a big fan of, like, eating too early, though, ironically. Like, when I wake up, I don't like to eat for, like, a couple of hours. I don't know what it is, but, like, in the morning, like, even the thought of food makes me sick to my stomach. But after a little while, like, once I have some coffee, once I've been awake for a little bit, and my body's been moving a little bit, I can then get some food in me. But when I pick this up, I'm probably not even going to eat it right away when I get home. But it'll be nice to have when I am hungry. So it's nice, because my wife and I haven't had any time to make breakfast or anything like that. So I'm going to pick it up, and we're going to this place, dude. We've never had it before. We've been looking at it for like a year now, and never had it. But dude, their menu is fucking sick. They have, so their specialty is waffles, and they have like donut-filled waffles. So you can get like a jelly-filled waffle or like a Boston cream-filled waffle or something, and it's fucking sick, dude. And they also have like cinnamon roll waffles and shit like that. It's just fucking incredible shit. So we didn't get one of those donut-filled ones. I think we'll get one of those next time. I wasn't really feeling anything too sweet right off the bat, just because I already have my coffee. But we got 2 Eggs Benedicts. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but We got them with hash. We always get them with hash. Corned beef hash, preferably homemade, which is what this is. So if you've never had Eggs Benedict, I highly recommend it. It's the best breakfast you'll ever have. It's a grilled English muffin, topped with whatever meat you want. So we got corned beef hash, homemade, never shit from the can. That shit is fucking gross. It's like dog food. Get it homemade, so it's actually torn from some beef and tossed on there. And then it's topped with a poached egg, and then it's finished off with a drizzle of hollandaise sauce. And it is fucking incredible, dude. It is the best breakfast you'll ever have. So we got 2 orders of those, and then we got an order of their chicken and waffles. Now, the thing that really turned me on to this place was that when I was a kid, there was this local breakfast shop that, shit, I can't find parking anywhere. This local breakfast place that they had these Belgian waffles that I would order every time me and my mom went there. And they had these giant fucking rectangular Belgian waffles. And, you know, they're extra thick and fluffy, and they're rectangles. That was the biggest thing, because when you have a giant rectangular waffle, you can fit more toppings on it. So, you know, since then, that place shut down. And so since then, every Belgian waffle that I fucking had, it's never like that. It's either like a square, and it's still a thick waffle, but it's just a square, or it's, you know, circular. I don't know why some people do that. And then it's always made with like some cheap waffle maker where it gets like that weird burnt taste, you know, like it tastes like when you batter chicken wrong, you know what I mean? Like you don't mix the egg enough or something, and then you get that weird fried chicken with that little bit of like brown burn taste, and it's fucking gross. And so I've always thought your waffles should be longer, it should be long ways, and it should be rectangular, and it should be perfectly golden brown. And I looked it up, and that's what these are. And so you can fit shitloads of toppings onto them. So we're not getting one of their like specialty, you know, dessert waffles. We'll do that next time. But, you know, we were both feeling chicken and waffles today because it's fucking delicious. So I'm picking that up now. Oh, man. We're getting, and the chicken and waffles, dude, it's fried chicken on a waffle smothered with country gravy. Dude. And if we want something sweet on there, I'm just going to put fucking maple syrup on it at home. Because I'm not paying for a fucking side of maple syrup. Fuck that. Oh, and I also got my daughter a single scrambled egg on the side. Because she can have eggs now, dude. It's so exciting. It's not just baby food anymore. Like, I can just put a scrambled egg in front of her and she'll fucking eat it. So that's exciting. I'm actually here now. I'm just going to do this episode back and forth from here. So I'm here now. And yeah, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to head to the liquor store, grab some beer for the event. And then head home. I'm going to be late though, dude. It's like 10 o'clock now. But it's all right. The first like 20 minutes of any event is like just promotional bullshit, talking about how great this event is, and it takes forever to get to fucking the first fight. It's like a football game, dude. You know, like a football game, and that's American football for anyone listening who's not American. It's only an hour of gameplay, of actual gameplay. But then you got, you know, like an hour and a half of commercials. You got like, you know, an hour of fucking 45 minutes to an hour of penalties and timeouts and all this other shit. So it's, you know, they do the same thing with martial arts. You know, like if you look at a card and it's like 14 fights, you know, like 12 to 15 in that range usually. if you break it down, how long each fight could go, you know, and then you look at the runtime of the event, it doesn't add up, dude, you know? Like, from first fight until the end of the main event, these events go for 6 hours. It's fucking crazy. So I'm probably not gonna miss much at the beginning here. I'm excited though, dude. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this one for a while. Except the main event got scrapped 11 days ago. It was Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. Now it's Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, which in my opinion is a better fight. Co-main event is, it was supposed to be Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now it's Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev. Way better fight, in my opinion. Most of you probably don't even fucking know what I'm talking about. Some of you do. But those are great fights. And I'm excited for them. So in other news, that's what we're doing today, but in other news, work's been good. Work's been great. I'm settling in, dude. I got a routine. Everything's going good there. No complaints from me at all. The only thing that worries me is, alright, I gotta tell you a little story. Alright, so last year we had this manager. I'll just call her Karen. We had this manager, Karen, and she sucked, dude. She was the type of manager who would, like, breathe down your neck. She was a pain in the ass, dude. Like, she would just annoy the shit out of you. And, like, I feel like she knew what she was doing. But it was like, you get the feeling that, like, she really, really wants that promotion. Like, when our head manager moves up the ladder, you can tell that, like, she just really wants the spot. And so, and it would show at work. And it would be just in the form of her being a pain in the ass to you. And I don't like that type of fucking helicopter management. It's not needed, dude. You know, especially at where I work, we're not a corporation, bro. We're a fucking union. Which means that us, the employees, run the place. And we know what the fuck we're doing. You know, you as a manager, all you need to do is fucking spreadsheets. And yeah, go make sure that standards are being met. But don't fucking breathe down my neck, you know? And the thing about her was that, like, she was just really condescending, you know? Like, one time she explained to me how to wipe something down. I was like, dude, I'm 31 fucking years old. I've probably been doing this type of work more than you have. More than you have, dude. Like, I ran kitchens. Shut the fuck up. Explaining to me how to wipe something down, dude. Oh, that drove me nuts. And then she'd come over and be like, make sure you're filling your drink cooler. And my drink cooler would be totally full. And then she'd be like, all right, well, can you front face all of the labels? And I would have already done that, right? Like, and I would point to it and be like, I already did it. She'd be like, oh, okay. So since everything that you've done is already done, can you come and, like, help me with this other thing? And I'm like, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. Say, like, hey, oh shit, good work, dude. You know, and leave me alone. Don't make it a punishment for doing all of your shit in a timely manner. That's fucked up. Like, you don't award good work with more work. You know, we have a person, and it would always be like she would want me to go do something that we have a person hired for. She'd be like, let's go deep clean this thing out here in the dining room. And I'd be like, dude, we have a dining room person. Somebody is on payroll for that. Are you fucking crazy? So, anyway, so we had this manager who was a pain in the ass, and everybody went to the union president to complain about her throughout the year. There were, like, multiple meetings had about her. Just a ton of complaints. So nobody really liked her. And at the end of the year, I remember her being like 7 months pregnant, and she was due to have her baby in July. So she had the baby in July, and apparently she immediately went on maternity leave. I don't know why you would do that, because, like, bro, I would have done it for, like, right at the beginning of the school year, and then taken just the rest of the year off, just so you don't have to go back to that back-breaking work immediately, right? But I guess instead of getting the 50% pay for that last half of summer, she wanted to get 80% instead. So I guess that makes sense. I mean, she has like 4 kids, so fair play to you. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just would have done things differently. But so she started it then, and then she also only took 3 months instead of 6. And I just think she didn't know that in the state of Massachusetts, you can take 6 months. You can take 3 months for medical leave, and then you can take 3 months for regular family leave. But she only took 3, so whatever. So she's coming back on Sunday, but she got transferred to another department over the summer because of the complaints about her. So basically at the start of the school year, we had a new manager. We'll just call this guy Dave. So Dave was there day 1, right when I came back. So I had 2, of my regular managers that I would normally have, same head manager, same other supervisor, and just, 1 new supervisor to replace Karen. So Dave was a cool fucking guy, man. I really enjoyed working with him. Everything went smoothly on our shifts. I had 0 complaints about the guy. But I don't know, apparently behind the scenes, he wasn't doing all of his computer work the right way, and there was like an issue with that. But on top of that, he was hooking up with the other supervisor, which I didn't think that was a big deal at all. I was the only one who knew about it, just because my supervisor, the supervisor who was a woman, she and I kind of have small talk sometimes, and I don't know, she's just the type of person I can have like a small conversation with, and it's like we get each other, you know what I mean? So she just kind of slipped it out one day. She didn't exactly say, but it kind of slipped a little bit that she was hooking up with Dave, the other manager. And I just kind of laughed it off, I just thought it was kind of funny. And she was like, "You're not going to tell anyone, are you?" And I was like, "No, of course not. Why would I? That's your business. Why would I do that? I'm not a gossip guy. I'll fucking shut up about it. I'm not going to, because, her job could be at stake. So, I was like, no, of course not. I'm not going to put you in that position." So anyway, so they were hooking up and whatever, no big deal. But like a month in, somewhere around, like the beginning of this month, maybe, there was a day where I was on with Dave, and everything was going normal, everything was going smooth. He's going around to all the departments, that we have in our building and helping out. And then at one point, he just wasn't there anymore. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So then a few days later, this substitute manager came in to help out. And I was like, oh, and all I was told was that Dave was just off, not feeling well, dealing with some things, got all the excuses for why we had the substitute manager. And I just brushed it off like, oh, okay, maybe there's a grievance, who knows. Well, after a couple of weeks of having this substitute manager, I kind of caught on, and I was like, hey, Dave's not coming back, is he? And they were like, nope. And I was like, ah, shit, well, that sucks. Another one bites the dust, I guess, but whatever. I like the substitute manager, so Didn't think anything of it. I was like, maybe we'll just keep subbing in different managers throughout the year. That'd be kind of fun. So we've had this guy. He's cool. And so anyway, a coworker of mine gives me a ride home one night because on Thursdays, my schedule overlaps with my wife's. So my wife goes to pick my daughter up from her mom's house, but I'm still at work. So I don't have a car, and I can't get the car. So instead of walking home, a coworker drives me home. So after work one night, we're walking out to a car, and we're talking about Dave. And I've been, to this point, I've been trying to, to this point of the walking to her car, I've been trying to find out more information about what happened to Dave. Like, I'm trying to, plug people for information, because I really want to know what happened. Because it was just mysterious how he just vanished. So I'm trying to, get some info out of her, and I'm just casually talking about Dave. And she says, yeah, I guess they just, they fired him. He wasn't doing his work the right way, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, that sucks. Yeah, I really liked Dave, and it was kind of sudden. It must suck to just, get fired, and, there's no, indication that that's going to happen. And she goes, yeah, and I feel really bad because he's got 4 kids. And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's really awful. I feel even more terrible now. And she goes, yeah. And I was like, is he married? And she was like, yeah, he's married. Bro. I went, oh. I didn't know he was fucking married. So this guy, he's married, got 4 kids, and he's cheating on his wife with my manager, dude. Holy shit. So I'm like, oh, okay. So there's a million scenarios going through my head now. This could be anything. I mean, maybe he actually did get fired, but you know what I mean? But what if he didn't? What if he resigned because his wife found out that he was fucking cheating on her, dude? Oh my God, dude, that was such a fucking bombshell for me. I was like, it was so hard not to tell my coworker just then. Right when she told me that, I was like, oh no, dude, this just got dark. I had no idea that guy, I didn't know he was married. Oh, man, so I was like, oh, okay. So when I asked, what is he, dealing with some personal stuff? And my manager was like, something like that. That makes a lot more sense now. I mean, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe he actually did suck at his job, and they just fired him. But that just added an extra layer of scandal for me, man. I was like, oh, I didn't know he was doing that shit. So now I'm looking at the manager who's still there, the woman, sideways a little bit, because I'm like, damn, lady, you were fucking this guy, and you must have known that he was married, because if my coworker knew, why wouldn't you know? You're sneaking around with this guy at night, oh, man, after work and shit, that is fucking shady. So anyway, so this guy's gone, and now Karen is due to come back to the school on the 23rd. She was supposed to be transferred to another department this year. But now that Dave's gone, her position is open again. And there's been rumors that she might be coming back to us. Oh, what a fucking nightmare, dude. So I have been telling all my coworkers, we need to start spreading it around that we like this new substitute guy and we want him to stay. So me and a coworker of mine, we talked to the substitute guy about it, and he actually wants to stay. So that's a good sign. And I actually told the substitute guy, I was like, I don't want Karen to fucking come back, dude. She sucks. She's a pain in the ass. She undermines your work. She's condescending, dude. Like, nobody wants to deal with it. And if she does come back, we're all just going to start complaining every single time she does something that's a pain in the ass. And he's like, yeah, no, I totally understand that. And I don't like that type of management style either. And I would love to stay here. So I guess they're having a meeting about it this week. And I got my fingers crossed, dude, because this substitute guy, man, like he makes all the difference in the world. Either I'm going to have a great year this year, or from Sunday and on, it's just going to be shit, dude. I'm going to be in a bad fucking mood all the time at work. And I don't like it, dude, because I love my job. You know what I mean? And there's no element of any of it that I have to complain about. Zero. Nothing. And that's never happened to me at a job before. But it just, there's just that lingering feeling. There's always got to be something, right? And Karen is that something. So I got my fingers crossed, dude. I really fucking don't want her to come back. And hopefully our influence was enough to get this guy, the substitute guy, to stay. So anyway, I've been in this parking lot for a while. And I got to move on to questions now. I really should have done 2 episodes, dude. And I could have, because I had yesterday off. And my wife took yesterday off as well, so I could have come out and done 2, but whatever. I'm just doing this one fucking really long one today. All right, questions, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here. All right, well, this first one is not really a question, but it's a follow-up to Kat and her question from last week about how to deal with a stalker. So, Kat, you followed up with telling me that you've already told your stalker to fuck off. And he is persisting. And I'm just going to summarize. He follows you around school. He thinks that you don't see him, but you actually do. That's fucking creepy. You're nervous because in January you're both going to be off from school at the same time. I assume you're worried that he's going to stalk you outside of school. And you told me that, this guy talks to himself in class and kind of like murmurs shit talking towards you under his breath. And he also tries to butt in on your personal conversations with friends and include himself. All of this is fucking weird, and all of these are red flags. And I would feel irresponsible if I didn't say that at this point in giving you advice, I can't, in all good conscience, I can't give you just plain old personal advice. I would feel extremely irresponsible doing that, because this is to the point where this person is breaking the law. This is straight up harassment. And so it has reached a point where I believe that you need to get someone else involved. Like someone who can do something about it. Like you need to tell someone, because this situation has grown to the point where it's unsafe. So literally the only responsible advice that I can give you is tell someone higher up at school, the principal, tell your parents, or, if you're not above contacting law enforcement. I mean, I know it's a shitty situation, but it's gotten to a point where one of those things are necessary, because, I mean, you can try to stave him off as long as possible, but I mean, it just seems like he's, you know what I mean? He's like stewing about it. Like he's obsessing. And I would feel very irresponsible if I didn't just flat out tell you that someone who can do something about it, who can keep you safe, you need to tell them. Someone like that. Because, this has reached a point where it's illegal what he's doing. So that's my only advice for that. All right, on to something a little more lighthearted. Kat, you asked me if I've ever jaywalked for fun. It's a weird fucking question, but yeah, actually, I have. But it's not exactly like jaywalking for fun. I've walked in the middle of the road a lot, whatever. But one thing that I used to do when I was a teenager was I was kind of a daredevil. So I would go for walks in the middle of the city. I'm from the city. I think you all know that. I would go for walks in the middle of the night, and I would lay down in the middle of the street. I've done this on highways, freeways, middle of Boston, just lay right in the middle of the road, just because, just for that feeling of freeness, or freedom. I don't know. I was a little daredevil. I just loved being I laid in the middle of that road in the middle of the city, and I'm all right. I would just do shit like that. So yeah, I have done shit like that. All right, Agent, what's your what's your score on chess.com? Chess.com, I've only played one game on there and I lost. But 10, 11 years ago when I was really into chess, I was really fucking good, dude. I would beat all my friends. One of my friends was actually a legit chess player, and we played a 4-hour game to a stalemate, and it was fucking awesome, dude. I used to be big into chess, and I feel like I've missed a step a little bit, because I haven't been playing that much, the last few years, but I really want to get back into it, because I do like chess. I actually have a game on my Xbox where you can play people in chess live. It's awesome. All right, Frog. Why are you dieting? Dude, I said this, I think, in the first episode. I got to get my weight down so that when I go back to the boxing gym, I'm not a fucking sluggish mess. You know what I mean? I got to be agile. I got to be strong, agile. I got to be sharp and focused. You know what I mean? And I can't do that carrying extra weight. I don't want to show up and have them cut the weight for me. I want to show up already, at least halfway there. I want to be ready. So I gotta get to a healthier point. All right. Frog, you also asked, what was your favorite subject in school? English. That's easy. No brainer. English. Every year in the MCAS, I got advanced scores. I used to write poetry. I used to write short stories. I was actually writing a book at one point. It was about a serial killer. And it was part of a 10-part serial killer series that I was going to write with 10 different types of killers. And so the first one I started, I was working on it for a couple of months, and I got 55 pages down. And I left it out for people at a party once to read, because I used to have these massive parties. And a bunch of my friends would show up, and then they would invite their friends, and then they would invite their friends. And next thing you know, I would have 70 people packed into my house. Well, I left it out one night, and it disappeared the next day, and I was heartbroken, dude. I put so much work into that book. And yeah, I don't know. Since then, I've kind of been discouraged. That happened when I was 16. That happened almost half of my life ago. And it disheartened me so much that I never wrote a book again, or even tried to. But I don't know, maybe someday I'll get back into it. But yeah, so anyway, favorite subject is English. So much so to the point where I would refuse to do assignments in class, and my teacher would allow me to turn in poetry and shit, and she would just grade that, which was really cool. So yeah, I got off kind of easy in English. But also, I would have done well on the assignments, but she just saw that I wanted to do my own creative writing, and so she let me. All right, last question. Water, you asked me, do you have pets? Yeah, dude, I have pets. I post pictures of my cats all the time. Where you been, dude? Where you been? All right, guys. This is the longest podcast I've ever done. I gotta go pick up breakfast, dude, and start watching this fucking event, man. I'm not gonna talk about the server at all today. We finally did it. No server talk at all. So, yeah, dude, that's the Pumpkin Podcast for this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you in the server tonight, and I'll see you next week. Bye.